Welcome, everyone. Again, I'm Krista McNamara, your town clerk. Welcome to the 2024-25 RTM season. With 61 members present, we have a quorum, and I may call the meeting to order. For those of you who are not new to this rodeo, the agenda will flow a little bit differently before I can hand it off to a moderator, because right now we don't have a moderator. But what I'd like to do first is to swear in all the new members and then those incumbents who are re-elected. So I'm going to begin with District 1. They were actually sworn in, but when I call out your name, I'm going to begin with those very new people. Please stand and remain standing until I get everyone. Okay, so beginning with District 1, again, you've been sworn in, but please stand. Let's all welcome B. Clemens. I'm actually going to ask if you would hold your applause to the very end so we can move along. And also in District 1, Linda Tavlerios. In District 2, please welcome Kelly Scallon. In District 4, please welcome Jean Hugh. Thank you. And in District 5, please welcome Doug Bernacki and Ashley Guadano. Those are the newest members of the RTM. Oh, and last but not least, I'm sorry, just caucused in tonight, Peter Drape. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Okay, for those of you who have been sworn in, you may see, Peter, please stand, remain standing. Okay. Now I'm going to swear in, so again, now I'm going to swear in all the incumbents who are re-elected. So when I call your name, please rise. Patrick Parr, Charles Powis, Priscilla Wong, Bill Clarkson, Charlie Teschner, Michael Wheeler, Penny Wilson, Jeff Krause, Jack Davis, Brian Rahill, Jan Raymond, Mark Adeletta, David Bain, Curtis Butler, Ian Laird, Beth Pope, Frank Edelman, Susan Lauritsen, Rachel Taylor, and John Vesey. Yes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, Castillo, 4. Whom did I not call? Diane was sworn in. Okay, you can stand again. Diane Conalog. Poor Powis. Whom else am I missing? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. For those of you, please stand. So Diane, Liz Bacon, Mike Casollo, Ed. Thank you, Richard Aponte. I'm sorry about that, people. And Cheryl Russell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Again, I apologize for missing you. All right, if you could all raise your right hands, please. Okay. Do you solemnly swear or solemnly and sincerely affirm, as the case may be, that you will faithfully discharge, according to law, your duties as elected members of the Darien Representative Town Meeting to the best of your abilities, so help you God, or upon penalty of perjury? Fantastic. You are all sworn in. We have a fully recognized body. Thank you. Okay, and now the next step on the agenda is the election of the moderator, and I'm going to hand the podium over to Lois Schneider, who is chair of the nominating committee. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to our new session. I'm Lois Schneider. I have been vice chair of the Rules Committee, and as such, I'm chair of the nominating committee. And the role right now, what we're looking for is doing the moderator, and then in our individual groups in the districts, we'll get our representatives from the different districts. We submitted an electronic poll, and one person was nominated, and that was Seth Morton. And Seth, will you accept the nomination? I accept. And the next step is I'm going to open up the floor to anybody else who would like to recommend someone to be considered or to have themselves considered. Is there anyone else that would like to, you think we should consider for the role of moderator? Seeing none, then I would like to establish by acclamation that Seth Morton will be our new moderator for this next season. Do I agree? Thank you.
Thank you all. It's an honor and a privilege to be here, and it's always a lot of fun working with you to try and get good things done for the town. So without further ado, we'll proceed with the meeting. Without objection, I'll accept the agenda. Objection? Then I'll take a motion to approve the minutes of the October 21 regular meeting of the RTM. Okay, thank you. Second from Frank. Are there any corrections, additions, deletions, whatever, to minutes? Okay, looks like we're ready to vote. All those in favor of accepting, of approving the minutes for October 21, say aye. Aye. Opposed? I don't hear any. Abstentions? None. Great. Next, just a couple of administrative announcements. The chair, vice chair, or senior member of the RTM from each district conduct the recording of the votes now, once they've been elected later on. And you have received a lot of material electronically about how this body works, how it's organized, and so read it. It's short, really, not a lot of reading, but it's very, very packed with information. The next thing that you will be doing is selecting your committee preferences. So you'll get a form in the mail where you put down what your preferences are. There are 7 committees in the RTM, and their duties, mostly correctly, are reflected in the town code on Appendix B, and you can find that up on the town portal. So I would suggest that you look there to see what your interests are and where you think you'd like to be. You'll make 3 choices there. So that's really we have to get those in by November the 15th because the district members have to the district chairs that you elect tonight have to compile all these requests, and then the Rules Committee members will be elected tonight, and the Rules Committee then will come to order next Monday, and at that meeting they will assign people to the committees, but they use the preference sheets to make the assignments. And having suffered at one time, not getting my preference sheet in, I wound up on a committee about which I knew nothing, and spent a pleasant year doing that. So preference sheets, there's really important things, but the preference sheets is one of them. And then the Rules Committee will make the assignments next week, and then the following week the committees will meet and vote their chairs and their officers. So there are some basic things. A lot of what you received in the email dealt with timing. You know, when do you have to have the minutes in? When do you have to record the votes, and when do they have to be submitted? Just basic stuff about how this body works. And you need to read that. I won't go over that here tonight, because most of the rules apply to the chair of the committee and to the clerk who takes the minutes. They are affected mostly by these what I will call rules of the Freedom of Information Act. We are subject to the Freedom of Information Act. You may hear about it from time to time when you're watching the news at night, and it also applies to us. It has to do with full disclosure of what we're doing, basically. And so we have to remember to follow those. There's never any problem until somebody complains. And then when somebody complains, that's not a pleasant experience. I think the Freedom of Information Commission or something in the state is up near Hartford somewhere. So it's just a good idea to be in compliance with that. And if you have any questions, you can always contact me or contact Krista, and we'll get you an answer if it's something complex. This body operates under Robert's Rules of Order. It's just a small paperback, about 400 or 500 pages, and most of it you never use. And then if you really have to use it and dig in, it doesn't get better the deeper you go. You find yourself more and more in the situation of, rather than having a very, very big book that's supposed to describe everything, getting more vague, the more complex it gets, and the more interpretation you have to do to say, well, what did they really mean by that sentence? So that's one thing. The other thing is that we do operate under Appendix B. That has some rules of procedure in it that you want to know. They're very basic, but they're perhaps the most important part of how we run and how we're set up. Finally, I would just say to you that we're apolitical here. There's nobody that got elected to this body because of what political party they're in, and it's that way for a reason, because we're focusing on doing the town's business. That's what we're here for. There's items on the agenda that we act on, and they don't have anything to do with what political party you belong to. It's trying to discern what the best thing for the town is. We also don't allow debate, what I would call political party debate here. We talk about issues, and we really don't care what your political beliefs are. We just like to have you get out your thoughts on an issue. It's important that all of the thoughts that people have about an issue get out on the table so everybody can hear them, and then make the best informed decision they can make. So that's all I have for you on that. I don't see Mark Adaletta here tonight, so we will move on from we always put an update on Great Island because we voted a lot of money on Great Island, and so every time there's a meeting, we just kind of put that in there to keep ourselves updated on what's going on. We'll get it on the next meeting. The next item is election of 2 members for the Board of Ethics, and due to expiring terms. And now, what nominees do we have, Krista?
We have nominees were submitted for Jan Raymond and Beth Pope. I have confirmation from Beth. She is interested in accepting the nomination.
You in, Jan? She's in. Are there any other persons to be nominated or would like to nominate themselves? Seeing none, I guess we would just go ahead and confirm these great volunteers by acclamation. All in favor? Say aye. Opposed? I don't hear any. Abstentions? None. Great. Those two folks are elected. Elected with our thanks. Next is really the breakout of each district. This meeting does not end until each district has elected a chair, vice chair, 2 members of the Rules Committee. And so now you should just break into groups, wherever you would like to. The most important thing is that there's a form that they fill out, right? So one person from each district could come down and pick up the correct form and then fill that out after you've had your election. Election can be run by, actually the former district chair is still the former district chair until a new one's elected, so he can start there or go with the vice chair, etc. So proceed.
Wait,
Yes, one more.
quick note. For those of you who were sworn in this evening, I have the book here for the oath book. Please come up after the meeting and sign in to acknowledge that you have been sworn in. Thank you.
So we won't adjourn until the election's done. Yes, excuse me. I recognize Patty.
No big deal. I just want to everyone on the RTM, we just want to thank Krista for all her tremendously hard work.
So I repeat, this meeting is not adjourned until we get the results of all the elections.